A little. Like that, unless you want to do it on this game. Hey everybody, how you doing? Holy Moses in the building. Next to me is the Bearded Beauty, and we are live in effect from the compound. We are here, and we're tonight's show is just a little different. We're going to talk about budget builds, reality versus having the actual money. And no, we're not going to fucking sit there and be mad at people who got the cash to build the truck the way they want. You got the money, build it however the fuck you want. Okay, but we're talking about people that have the budget of they're like, okay, cool, we're shooting for $10,000 budget, $5,000 budget, $2,500 budget. We got budgets like that is what we're talking about tonight. Reality, actual reality budgets. With when it comes to the cost of mini truck building, because mini truck building can get up into the thousands, even the 100,000s, up into. If you want to spend a cool mill, you're going to spend a cool mill building something that's to the way you want to specify it. It's like building a bike. You build it to the way you want to fit you and to fit your needs and what you like. The reality of having the money to build your mini truck and not having the money and having an actual budget and trying not to exceed the budget, because when it comes to budgets, everyone has a different budget, and depending on what your budget is, how many trucks, how many trucks can be finished to the standard of what to me, finish is different to what his version of finished is. Everybody has their version of what a different truck is finished like, or what their version. Well, I'm just gonna leave it like this for a good while, and drive the fuck out of it, or whatever. So look at it in that sense of like what we're looking at tonight is the reality of the builds of from the paint part about it, the body part, suspension. We got pros and cons of parts from aftermarket parts to if you're going to rebuild parts. Okay, we get it. Not a lot of people have the money. If you can rebuild a carburetor yourself, fucking gung ho, do it. If you can rebuild an alternator, CVs, diff, tranny, if you can do that yourself, fucking badass. That's good, because then you save yourself thousands of dollars. When someone who doesn't know that, we're outsourcing it or we're sending it out to the transmission guy that's going to charge you $2,500, $3,500 to rebuild the whole transmission, or the guy who's going to engrave your wheels is going to charge you an X amount of money. Because a lot of people have the knowledge, like for you being a tattoo artist, if somebody gave you a engraver and go here, go ham on, do you think you can do it? Or do you think it would be a learning experience to figure out how to work the gun, how to work the engraver?
It's a learning curve.
But
100%.
But
it's a learning curve all day, every day, because it's trial by error. It's just like tattooing.
Okay, but do you believe that if knowing and being able to do that, you're saving yourself, right?
I mean, it's going to be an expensive fuck up. Yeah. If you fuck up a rim, I mean, if you don't have the confidence and you don't have the ability to.
But think of it, it's like skin.
No, skin heals.
Okay.
Rims don't heal. I can't just braze and fucking polish and smooth out aluminum. That's not an option.
Yeah. See, and that's the shit we're talking about. It all depends on your budget. Because right now, an engraver, I don't know how much you charge to engrave on stuff. Probably a fucking arm and a leg. Aftermarket parts. There is a fucking Prefla. There's a fucking shitload of goddamn aftermarket, whatever that word is. There's so many aftermarket companies out there that it shouldn't be hard to find a way to, get your budget into what you're trying to achieve, depending if, how bad in condition of the vehicle or truck, car, whatever you're trying to build, because, you have rust, you have cancer, you have parts that are, put together improperly, body work done improperly, patch panels done improperly, framework done improperly. There's so many things that can happen when you buy a vehicle to start on, or you start fresh, or you just go, well, I'm just gonna fucking walk in here and cut all this off and start over. You have to remember that metal. Shout out to Southwest Steel. They've been
Oh, we have kind of somebody else that I'm gonna try for some other things.
okay, but I'm giving them a shout out because they've helped me out.
Well, no, they've helped me out countless times, but
So,
I have
Tyler, can't remember your last name,
I,
and the old dude that runs it.
I have another hookup.
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name either.
Yeah,
He took me
but
into
he
his
was
office and had me pay for all my stuff.
yeah, he was really really nice old dude. Knows his shit, and he used to build older shit, older minis. So budget building is all depending on what the vehicle you're trying to achieve. Anything that's like 60s, 50s, and back, you're gonna have to hunt a lot of hunting. But there is a lot of aftermarket places out there.
Heather's on.
Fuck Amazon.
No, I said Heather's on.
Oh, I thought you said Amazon.
No.
I'm like,
no, I'm on two different things.
oh, okay. Like I said, there's depending on the vehicle. If you're trying to build anything like olders, 40s, 50s, 30s, 20s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you're gonna do a lot of parts hunting. Thank God for the internet, Facebook, and you can find a page somewhere on the internet that's somebody that's selling something. You know, it is very difficult when it comes to a budget build when you're trying to stay within budget of what you're building because you have to mark off some of the stuff on the to-do list. So if in fact
Budget builds are not always budget builds.
yeah,
Budget builds go out of control. They spiral out of control. If you're lucky, they stay in control. I mean,
because we can go back to his build.
Look at the Suburban. Perfect example. Oh, supposedly it's all built. Supposedly this, supposedly that. Blah blah
But
blah.
it
Bullshit,
wasn't.
bullshit, bullshit.
That thing was so like I don't understand
Nope,
the
we're
concept.
not going to do that until I have it all completely
Okay.
done, and then we will rearrange the
So
carport
and
and
stuff.
everybody
yes.
will get a whole
So
premiere.
that'll be a whole
That will
other
be after
episode.
my vacation.
That'll be a whole other episode after you get back from vacation. So remember, guys, like when it comes to budget building and you're buying somebody else's work or you're buying
Just
somebody
build
else,
your own shit. Don't buy somebody else's.
if you buy
I
it,
hate to be the bearer of
and
bad
that's
news
fine,
and to jump on.
and that's perfectly fine because some people don't have the budget to build it.
I'm jumping on Brian's bandwagon. That's what I'm doing. 100%. I've done this too many times.
Yeah, I get it. I get it too. Well, I think I've only bought two.
No,
One,
I've
only
done it. I've gotten people's crap that they want me to fix that
Oh,
they
yeah.
bought,
Yeah.
and just buy a stock one. Just
Yeah.
do it the right way. Like,
yes,
there's no point.
and when you do start fresh, just understand
it's your way. It's your way, all the way. You don't have to cut anything out. You don't have to grind anything out. You don't have to restart the back half. You don't have to redo the front. You don't have to redo the cab. You don't have to do the body drop. You don't have to do interior. You don't have to change the interior. You don't have to do any of that stuff because you're starting from fresh. It's all brand new.
Yep. And remember,
you
trucks
get
nowadays.
to be the first one to molest it.
And trucks nowadays, especially the mini trucks, that are getting harder and harder to find, and they're getting more and more expensive to purchase. What up, Ryan? They are getting more and more expensive to purchase. You have Toyotas, you have Nissans, you have Mazdas that are going up for $5,000 in a decent condition. You got $6,000 where they're all right, and you got guys that are like, all right, cool, I want 9, and the bitch is like mint, but it has 200 and something, 300 something thousand miles on it. The miles don't matter. It's all about fucking how the person builds that vehicle. Because no matter what's going to happen is with everything that people are building and everything that is being budgeted, sometimes you have X amount of money to get certain stuff done, then you're making decisions throughout the night going, okay, do I really need interior? Do I really got to get this? Or what's more important? All right, let's spend all the money towards the suspension, or let's spend all the money on the paint and body, or we only had so much amount of money to do this part about it. A lot of builds like you see on TV and you see everywhere else, and even in local shops, that the client brings the truck in, the vehicle in, they start on the build, and then something happens, or it has to be stopped, or they put it on the back burner, or people don't realize that realistic things, when you're building a vehicle or show truck, a show car, a hot rod, um, a lowrider, anything that's custom, you are spending a lot of money. Awesome, dude. That's great. Fuck yeah, dude. We're soon there'll be another mini truck baby on the road. So with everything that's people are trying to accomplish, with things going up in price, when it comes to building automotive cars and building something custom, you're spending on what you want to spend. Some guys would be like, all right, cool. I can find a set of wheels for X amount of dollars, shine them up, clean them, fix them, boom, throw some blap, and they're done. Or some people be like, well, fuck it. I don't want to do that. I want to spend X amount of dollars, get a custom wheel made, get this made, and then go that route. Oh, hey, what up, Samantha? Hey, hey. So with that, like I said, is with shut up. With budgets and what you're trying to achieve, it's always a thing. Always have a to-do list, always write stuff down, and then you're gonna check off stuff. That's you're gonna see, okay, cool. Is this really what's important? Is this really what's needed? Just like on Roadkill and a bunch of other stuff, you're going through to-do lists, you're going through the
Who?
walkthrough. Roadkill.
Who?
Roadkill Garage.
Who's that?
I was the old Motor Trend show they used to show.
Oh, the one that's no longer.
Yes. So I was watching some old episodes, and it's right. Like when you think about it, with any vehicle that you're building, you got to make sure that you don't have anything that you're going to have to spend more money on. Like when it comes, okay, cool. If the block is good and the motor's running, and it runs and drives, all right. But how long have those gaskets been there? How long has that fucking same starter been on that truck? How long has that been on? You got to remember when it comes to that, it's always hard. Sometimes you have to reuse parts. Sometimes you have to take old parts and attempt to get them to work correctly. You know, um, People don't realize that it's always a difficult thing to try to build the truck and then be like, all right, well, I'm going to spend fucking this much on this and try to part it out between the suspension and this. But if you have a lot of good people around you, and you have a good crew of friends or, car club members or everything, you're always going to find somebody be like, hey man, I might know someone who might have that part or might have something or could, or hey, I know an upholstery guy that, go see him and he'll, you're going to spend a lot, but it's going to be worth it. That meme that's going around, don't charge less or whatever. It's true. You get what you paid for. There was an infamous person that lived in Arizona, and a lot of people got what they paid for with his work. And people complained and got mad. But you got what you paid. He threw it out there. He let everybody know how he was doing his work.
He was doing good work.
Was, but when you start cutting corners and stuff happens, and it happens to many people. But
I mean,
it's
when
all
you bail and you just leave town.
yeah. But that's like I said, it's all about when you start building other people's vehicles, they're entrusting you with their car to get it done, to hope that it doesn't sit for so long and whatnot. Everybody has a daily life where they have to, go to work and whatnot. When it comes to building a vehicle that you're trying to build for yourself, it's you have to work your life around it. You got to work your bills, your stuff. You got to. All right, cool. I'm going to pay this bill, but I'm not going to eat I'm going to eat ramen so I can buy this part.
Eat what?
Ramen.
What?
Ramen.
What?
That's what I call it.
What's it called?
Fucking ramen.
Babe, what's it called? Poor people food. The poor people noodles. Comes in cup.
Cup of noodle.
Cup of noodles.
Same shit. Still ramen.
Sure, you build stuff
It's
and
ramen.
break
Do
stuff.
you add 15 ingredients to your ramen?
Fuck no. Because
Yeah,
it's ramen.
well, that's what I do.
Yeah, because you bougie.
I'm
But
not
we ain't talking.
bougie.
We ain't talking about ramen. All we're talking about is like how people rather spend their money. If you're gonna build a car, you're budgeting your money to buy the stuff you need. Like for example, if you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna spend this much money. Okay, I gotta get metal, or I gotta get parts, or what did you spend for your tubing? Did you get it at Southwest Steel, or you got it somewhere else?
Southwest. I spent $95
Okay, see,
for 20
You know,
feet.
20 feet, but he
And I
needed
ain't got none left.
but he needed that 20 feet to get his build to where he wants it now. Now that's crossed off the list. He's going down the list and working his way to, knock something else out. You know,
That's an understatement.
how do you budget mini trucking is my question. Easy. It all depends on who you are and if you have a family and
Depends
whatnot,
on what your
and what you're
bills are.
building and how much money you have to spend and what you're going to spend it on and what you're willing to sacrifice to achieve the goal that you want. Like a lot of people that, become millionaires, some of them don't even have birthdays for their kids because it saves them money. And later on, when they're fucking sitting in a mansion, sitting from a pool, they ask the kids question, "Are you mad we didn't give you a birthday party and whatnot?" No, because they're living a lavish lifestyle. They don't worry about that. That's like the farthest thing from their fucking mind. So I look at it as when you're building, you can make it happen.
We all make it happen.
Everybody makes it happen. Like in famous words, Ernie Macias, "I don't got Texas oil money, but I make shit happen."
I got
And
trailer
a
park money.
lot of people make things happen. No matter what it takes, you have to figure out if what your budget is going to be on what you're trying to build is like if you're going to get all aluminum parts,
Well, if you're gonna hardline,
if you're going to hardline, because
you
hardlines
always
is
want to buy
expensive.
extra because well, you're gonna fuck up a lot of bends.
Yep. Hard lines. It comes to that. When it comes to what else? Fucking when you're doing engine swaps, when you're doing suspension parts, like people spend thousands of dollars on fucking front end parts. Shit, why? Because you don't want to deal with the problem. If you can sit there and buy a set of control arms from fucking Thorn Bros, you know, and and they're fucking hands down the best, and they're gonna withstand the abuse instead of a stock control arm that eventually you're gonna rip the fucking ball joint out when you're fucking hitting the switch or something. I've had it happen to me. So you got to remember, like we are putting these trucks through their paces when we're building them. Just like the guys in Australia, just like many of them said, you got guys that are building them the rail, you got guys that are building them to show off their work, and they're not going to drag it, they're not going to do this, you know. But like I said, when it comes to the pros and cons of either buying the right parts or rebuilding your parts, it all depends on your vehicle and what you're trying to do. And what was your budget way when you were doing the Frontier at that time?
I think it was which time? Are we talking about body dropping it, or are we talking about painting it?
Okay, so there's a good example.
There were two different
there's
stages. to
Okay,
that.
so let's go to the first stage of when you were doing the body drop.
Body drop.
Okay.
There was no real budget. I knew I had a bonus check from work
Okay, but
that didn't have any purpose.
if you could put a number on it and you can be like,
It was
okay,
$500. It was $500.
so
for body
$500.
drop. Yeah.
Okay. And that's for the vehicle, buy once, cry once. Some people can, some people can't, Derek. And glad that your nurse let you out for night.
Well, yeah, and he's also in the middle of crying.
Yeah.
He's been through a lot trying to cut his roof up.
Yeah. It's a roof. Wait till you drive it. Then say something. Yeah. I love how everybody go convertible. Drive it in the summertime at 110 with no top on.
That's why I'm gonna do a slider.
Literally.
You didn't have AC.
Drive it. As I've driven my truck in 110 weather, even with a fucking hat
Derek,
on,
you're gonna do
you're
it.
burning as fuck. You're burning as fuck. So like, yeah. Hey, it's hot at 110 when you're driving with no AC and you're convertible and no nothing. Yeah, you're
He's
cooking.
talking about with no roof.
Yeah, no roof. If your roof can go
No.
on, you're golden. You ain't gonna
The roof
burn.
off, it's hot.
And fucking depends on who has AC. Photos. So your body drop, you were saying 500, and that was on your budget, right?
Yeah.
That was the budget that you were like, that's hot. Like if you were to put it a number, that's the budget
Yeah.
you were going for. All right, cool. So that was on a Frontier. And the second time you did it, the second time when you were doing the paint,
Oh, that budget was supposed to be 500, but that one went to 1,000.
okay.
That one did
So it
not happen.
started at 5.
Yeah, it started at 5, and then it went up to 1,000 real quick. See?
Yeah, but see, you're not a Roadster Life.
Yeah, he is.
Nah, Roadster Life, you got no top. That's
He has-
Roadster
he
life.
has the option to
Roadster
put it
life,
back
no
on.
top. Fight me for it, because I live the Roadster life. No top. You know, it ain't no top for me. No top. So, back to like what he said, he went from $500 in paint to it jumped up to 1,000. Just picture if he had the money.
It was a lot clearer.
Yeah, but picture if he had the money.
I'm like,
Okay,
it was a lot clearer.
okay. Picture if he had the money. Picture if he had the
We
money.
wouldn't have been painting it in the garage.
No, it would be sent out probably.
Yeah,
Okay, then.
it definitely would have.
But
100%.
picture how it would start, and when you go to send it out, or if you find a good reputable painter, you know, that does specifically those kind of vehicles, mini trucks and whatnot in general, then you can sit there and they'll throw you a budget. They'll be like,
It's
all
funny
right,
how we're sitting here right now.
Yeah.
And the
and we're
tailgate's
staring
right
at. Yeah, I know. We could turn the other way around.
there. Not on the laptop.
What up, Carrie?
What up, Carrie?
So Carrie's a prime example. He bought that truck.
Yep.
That Nissan. Okay. But he still had to do some stuff to it and make it, everybody has to go through it and drive it and make it fresh and make sure, it's operating and whatnot. But
Well, there's also upgrades. You got to
Yes.
think about that. You got to think about when you buy a truck.
how
That's
outdated is
done.
it?
No,
Yeah, outdated.
it's not just that. It doesn't even have to be outdated. You might not like buy air, but you want Slam specialty equipment,
Or
you want
airlift,
CAD
yeah.
Chris, or you want
Airlift,
this, or you want
Yeah,
that.
see, and
you
good
know,
example.
you've got-
Perfect example.
Things like that. It's not just, oh, I bought a truck and I've got to fix all this shit. Well, what if you buy a truck and now you want to upgrade or more modernize it?
Okay.
There's different budgets.
Well, picture.
I don't need to picture it because I've got all that shit.
No,
sitting
I
outside.
know, but like what I'm saying is like not like when it comes to that part, yeah, but like when you win stuff at a raffle.
Don't use me right now.
Perfect, we are. So okay, or anybody in general, when you win stuff at a raffle, have you used the product and do you like the product after you use it?
I've used it and I didn't care for the Slam specialty bags or the Slam specialty air management.
What did you not like? What did you not
I
like?
don't like the little tiny baby
remote
controller thing.
Tiny remote. There's
don't
your
like
answer, guys.
I don't like it.
Tiny remote. Nobody likes anything tiny. Yeah, tiny remote. No.
I don't.
And it looked weird because I didn't thought it was real when you showed it to me. It
Yeah.
looked totally fake.
It was like a iPhone 3, the tiniest one that you could possibly buy. Yes, that's why I did that.
And I didn't have an iPhone 3 as a 6, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it was a big phone.
Uh-huh.
So, with body drops, and paint. So we'll go back to paint where you said you spent 1,000. Okay.
Yes.
We have some people that spend tens and up.
Yeah.
You got guys that
if
are
I had the
spending
money,
a lot of money.
the bus would definitely be getting that kind of a paint job. Just for the the holy shit factor, but
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of budget. So I've got to do the research and do the brainstorming and figure out how to do what I want to do to it to make it be a showstopper.
Okay.
We'll call it.
Okay.
It's not gonna get graphics. No fucking graphics. No fucking
General
graphics
maintenance,
right now.
especially anything rubber.
No, it's
True.
gonna be in
True.
stages.
Yes. General maintenance, anything rubber. That's right. Yeah, because that's the hard part when it comes to
Rubber or plastic.
yes, or plastic. Because when it comes to vacuum lines, air lines, and dude, you can pop those. Even the ones that say they're air dot approved.
Done that. Been there.
I've blew several lines like that before,
I
where I've
have.
had to.
Fucked around
I've
and
had
found
a
out.
shorty. I have a shorty piece like that in the back of yard art. So
Oh yeah, you do.
Mhm.
I was just looking at it the other day when I
Mhm.
fixed the AC. Me and Dan were out there.
Yep, and that'll be if everything goes as planned.
No,
What?
you don't speak the future.
Oh yeah, well, I've always do.
No,
I've always
don't
have.
do that. It's bad juju.
It's always been good for me. That's how I got the truck in the first place.
Okay, well then.
That's literally how I got the
bad
truck.
juju then.
That's how I got the truck in the first place. Shrek goes, "Why are you talking about it if you haven't even got it yet?" And I go, "No, I'm gonna come home with it." And the trade happened, and that's how I got the truck. Blowing airlines on a 60. Yep. There was a few, and then when you're on a like Cruise of the Pines, that's happened to several people too. They've blown lines on up on the hill, or
I've done it on the 101. I blew airlines. Some of the other club members recently had brake lines fail on them. I have blown brake lines going to the bank and had to use the frame to.
What up, Clint?
What up, Clint?
So, how's it going there, Clint? Out there in where's he at again? Ohio? I know. Oklahoma. God, everybody's fucking moving far out. So, like I said, when it comes to budget building, and if you have the money and you have the resources and you have the people to help you build the truck of your dreams, go for it. You know what I mean? It's all on your dime and what you're spending and what you're trying to achieve. Not everybody can do that, and everybody gives everybody shit on blah.
Is it shit or is it just you need to step your game up?
It just y'all gonna
No, we're not making
we're
it out there.
not. Yeah.
I have a vacation planned spontaneously planned.
Oh, Louisiana. Hell yeah.
But I'm going to Minnesota
Yeah, he's going to. He's got.
here in a
Yeah,
week, 2 weeks. 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So, like I said, guys, when it comes to budget building and building a vehicle and getting the car to where you're trying to get done or what you're trying to do, the hard part is having to take the time and getting a day to do stuff. My truck needs to go under the knife, redo, and get settled with it. Yeah. See, so that's good. Like Ryan, definitely. That's one thing. Like a lot of people are in this mode right now that get ready to start redoing their trucks, redoing their cars. Everybody's getting the maintenance done. A lot of shows. Forbidden just happened. Didn't get to make it. But I heard it was like fucking Reunion Central, big wigs and everybody, the high end tapping shoulders. Everybody having a great time. Big shout out to everybody that made it to Forbidden and was able to debut. There was so many beautiful vehicles that were debuted at that show. Remember, guys, don't miss out on shows like that. Shane from XL actually was accomplished and finished his truck and drove it out to. I think he drove it or he trailered it to the show. Chrissy. Yeah, and Heather's car also. Chrissy from XL. Heather got her car debuted thanks to Tom Jenkins to having to make everything and show that there's some awesome people that get together and band together and help someone out when they need a hand. Drove it in, yeah. So, like I said, there was so many awesome cars that debuted at the show. Chad Hallowell and his orange Dreamsicle. The other single cab Mazda with flames that are raised, that truck. Ryan Mayers, his little Mazda with the graphics. Hopefully we can get him on soon. And Brandon Kawas, I can't spell it. He's got the orange Blazer that has a lot of graphics that a tree fell on it and then it got fixed. So yeah, and Shane's truck has to transform for sure. Yeah, but you can do that. Anybody can transform their truck. Did Derek? No, Derek's truck didn't go. No, it didn't go, Clint. So, it's still what? Okay, my phone's going off. Fucking. No, it's just weird. Getting. Yeah, everyone's like, no, bought that yet.
Sorry, I had to do an Instacart run.
Jesus Christ. That's a good picture. LOL still got no legs for it. Yeah, so
No legs for what? What are we talking about?
Mazda. I mean,
Derek's truck
Derek's
doesn't
to
need
go to any shows. It's going to be way too sick. It is, and it's going to be.
Wait.
Oh, it would be done for
shit.
Sparks in the Ozarks.
Are you gonna drive it?
So you heard it here first, people.
Wait. Is he gonna drive it? Is he going to drive it all the way out there?
Sparks in the Ozarks.
Derek is
Hmm.
notorious for
I
driving.
know.
his
Yeah,
shit
I know.
everywhere.
I forgot.
That's why I'm asking.
I forgot who drove their truck to Cruise to the Pines, and they almost blew a tire because their shit was rubbing so bad on all the turns.
Missouri.
Forgot who it was. So like I said, that's there it is right there. Planning your budget to get it to a certain show.
Nope. Clint's going to go.
Oh shit. Clint's
Fuck.
trailer with Brandon Stout. Yeah,
Oh,
I need
fuck.
to get I need to fucking get him done.
That would be nice. But then we'd have to ditch out on Pines.
Mm.
That's a thing.
But it's not in May. So it doesn't count though.
It's still a thing.
Okay.
I do like Pines though in October.
Yeah,
Pines in
everybody
October is
loves
nice.
Pines. And who doesn't not miss Pines? So it's like everybody's budget. Like mine will end up going to Pines.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're
Haven't got
gonna
much left.
drive it?
I'm gonna drive it on that motor.
I'm not asking that. You're gonna drive it though?
Yeah.
Oh well, everybody heard it here first.
I don't have much to do to it, so
There's a lot to do to it.
not that much. My list.
Well,
The
you
list
you
to do
you-
the bigger list. Yes.
you've got 5 days. I'll be gone for 5 days, so you have the
Oh.
welder, the grinder. You have all the fun shit.
Yeah, I
to
know.
Get all your shit done. Yeah, just don't
No,
break it because I'm
no,
not here.
no,
I
I
can't
know.
fix it when I get
I know.
because I'm gonna be gone.
Fix the
No.
welder. The welder.
I'd probably be doing other stuff after everyone leaves. So.
Oh, Carrie,
Yeah. So
one
Uh,
state above me, about 5 hour
nice.
trip.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Nope, and wait for
What? I gotta
Ryan's,
see
and
what
wait
it's
for
got.
Ryan's. Wait for it.
No, stop right now.
Boom!
Come on, get after that shit.
We
It's
can't.
in there.
He can't get after it because I'm getting after mine. I have
Yeah.
my hyper focus
That's like I
is retarded right now. So
because it can. I asked him if he needs me to move mine just enough back so he can do more.
no,
work.
because then it fucks up podcast. Yeah.
You know, that's what
I took all the air management. I
Yeah.
took all the air management out of mine. So
yeah, no.
that's why I left it in the driveway.
Like people don't realize like, hey, my stuff is always going to be on the burner, and when it gets done, it gets done. And yeah, Cruise
Well,
to the Pines is October, so
You're gonna
fuck, it's barely fucking April.
yeah. Blink your eyes 3 times. It's October.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
literally how it's gonna work.
because get your shit done. Yeah, I know.
Clint,
I
come out
know,
here and help
I
him.
have another.
Clint, come out here and help him.
Yes, Clint, I forgot. Yes.
Light the fire under his
No,
ass
it's
to
not
get
that,
him to do it
because
because I'm
Clint-
trying.
Clint's got to light the other fire for my other project that's happening. So Clint, I need to send you a couple pictures of
Oh,
the other
shit.
project. So, which is the reason why Yard Art will be going up for sale. There you fucking go.
Oh, Ryan, you ain't got to worry about it.
What
We know you busy.
Yeah, dude, Ryan, you ain't gotta worry, dude.
We know you busy. Busy. Never mind.
Everybody's having babies,
Popping out them kids.
popping out them kids. So yes,
He's the only one. I'm baby.
Oh, see,
cool.
I'm pretty sure that just said Clint said he's coming out.
So like I said, I got room in my little shop. We can send it out that way. I got a whole fucking cab in the back.
In his little shop, my ball sack.
We can literally rent one corner of his
This
shop.
motherfucker could fit like 20 elephants in that bitch.
That fool could fit a whole yard sale of shit in that thing, dude. Clint, you better not turn into a hoarder, and then we find you on fucking American Pickers.
No,
selling
they
all the
find him on
Minecraft
there.
shit.
No, let him be a hoarder. We can go out there and go hoard. We can go pick his hoard.
Go pick all. Well, we already picked this place once, so
Yeah, we should have got more metal.
damn, dude, we should have more men. Fuck. Oh yeah. So, but like I said, I will be driving mine to the Pines, and the Yard Art will be up for sale. So, there's already somebody that's already bought it. So,
No.
Yeah.
Is the money in your pocket?
nope, but it's already
Nope. So the highest bidder gets yard art.
no one's gonna pay what I'm asking.
Somebody's gonna.
No one's gonna pay that much. If
Nope.
I want to give up
Oh,
both of
you
them,
got
yeah.
David watching too.
What happened? She break one?
No, I'm just reaching.
Mad one?
Baby, 2. You, Tim.
Cruise to the Pines is a way away, so it gives so much time. But yeah, I'll be out there burning my fucking head off. Yeah. Well, no, the weather would be decent.
Yeah, it's October.
Weather would be decent. But so when it comes to buying parts, doing the budgeting, doing everything that you're doing,
Clint. So what's the new?
what do you mean? What's the new?
Why are you selling yard art? What's this new mysterious project?
I'll DM you that.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it?
No, I do want to talk about it, but a lot of people are gonna fucking probably sit there and be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. No, everybody already.
Welcome to a podcast.
Yes. So, this is yeah, Clint. I'll send you deets on that and pictures of the new project. So this will be a project.
Will it make it to Clint?
What?
Your new mysterious project.
I could probably. If I put a water.
Even
pump
Carrie's asking, "What do you got?"
If I would have put a. If I
Clint
put a
said,
water
"Message
pump,
me."
Yeah, definitely, Clint. If I put a water pump and fuel pump in it, yeah, it'll drive out there. That's the only thing it needs.
Yeah, Carrie's asking. Everybody's gonna start asking.
That's fine, and everybody can ask. That's the whole hype of it. Because when I reveal what it is, I want it to fucking. At least people will be like, "Oh fuck yeah, let's go ham on it," you know, and come and fucking get what they like.
There you go.
Bring it out.
Don said, "What do you have?"
Yeah, even Don.
It's
Everybody's starting to ask.
it's
Oh, see, you're gonna start talking.
no.
Start talking.
I got a nice picture and that made me smile.
Oh, I need a nice picture.
Other than fucking the new is just stuff that's going on. You know, new project. Like I said, Yard Art's gonna get is in the process of being gonna be
See,
gone.
even Heather's saying, just tell.
No, ain't no tell.
I'm
Ain't
just gonna
no
tell
tell.
you this, Carrie. Think bigger. Way bigger than Lincoln. Think bigger than Cadillac.
This bitch is gonna be a beast.
This bitch is retarded.
And when it lays on the floor,
Retarded. King of retardedness.
but
We've got King Hillbilly on TikTok. You are, yep. King something. I can't put a name to it right now.
That's the thing. Everybody, school bus.
Close.
Super close.
You're getting hot.
That's my cousin. My cousin's got.
You're getting
hot.
hot.
My cousin's got a school bus that he's gonna start working on.
You're getting almost like oven hot.
Yeah. So but like I said, when it comes to building budgets, you know, even with new projects, you have a budget in mind. You got to spend the time, the money. You have to get things sorted on. Get together the band of people that are going to help you achieve to the next level of what you want to do. Limo.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Ask
No, you.
Yeah.
her.
No,
I
you.
thought that was the whole point of you.
No, Don, it's not a Suburban.
I know, but I thought that's what she wanted.
No.
I thought that was the point.
No.
You can't
No.
hear me.
I know, but what I'm saying, I thought that's what.
You're on this side.
All right. Well, real quick.
Almost a motorhome.
Kind of.
Ryan's close.
Ryan, you're close, Ryan. Almost close. But oh, hey guys, just to mention, remember guys, there is a memorial on April 19th at Centennial High School for the 2 kids that passed away. Eric Sanchez.
Way bigger than a van, Clint.
Eric Sanchez is hosting it. And all the proceeds go to the family. A lot of mini truckers be out there, you know, because Roach. I mean, Eric Sanchez. Yeah. You know, so I know that guy, and he's a great person, and he's a teacher at a Centennial, teaches auto shop, and there's a big memorial on the 19th of April. Get out there if you can with your rides, show some clean stuff.
That's all.
And it's going to be a great time, and you know, to help out the family and everything. So just remember April 19th, Centennial High School. Go out there, show your love, donate for the family who lost the kids in an accident. So yeah, fucking definitely. We'll just call it a tour bus because that's eventually what it's gonna be. You know, and yes, Heather, there is your question. Hold on, we'll just answer.
Tour bus? Oh.
No, yeah, tour bus, and then Clint said box truck, and I go, Clint's almost there. He's.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm answering him right now.
Oh, are you answering him?
Yeah. It's in your wheelhouse, Clint.
Yes, especially it's in his warehouse.
I think you had 2 of them last time I saw you.
Yes, he did have 2 of them. So that.
Oh, no, we're at a stall.
We are at a stall right now.
Oh, no, Mama asked. All right,
What?
cool.
What?
She asked.
Okay.
She asked Heather.
Okay, yeah. Whenever you have a chance, Heather, we can bring you on and we'll
Or go
move
there.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah,
I
you know
wish
what?
I could have gotten. Oh, somebody!
There we go.
Somebody figured it out. Leave it to the senior citizens to
Look at that senior citizen. Yeah, Derek, you should build one. Somebody's got to do one at some point.
see. Even Clint's like, yes.
Somebody's got to do one at some point. So who knows? Yeah, it's a school bus, bro. Working on that tiny school bus. My cousin's gonna hook me up with it. Hopefully, we're working at that.
I will do a school bus.
So but like I said, project trucks.
Oh,
Hey, yeah, somebody should make one. Who knows? Nobody knows. Somebody should make one, but nobody knows. You got another one? Fucking Clint. Clint's always got the big ass shit.
And wait, there's your silver alert.
There we go.
Silver alert for
Silver
Derek.
alert for Derek. So
Heather,
come on, girl. We'll go over there and we'll show off that beautiful
oh wait,
ride.
no, it's not here.
Where's it at?
It's not done.
Still not done?
No, that was like a
teaser?
Heather will probably tell us, but
okay. There was a badass short bus. See, that's what I'm saying. So you never know, guys. The new project could be anything.
But see,
but
no.
Yard Art is going to get sold to fund the new project if everything works out the way it works out. And whoever it goes to, enjoy it. And yeah, it's going to be in a fucked up condition because
enjoy the dick and balls on the back.
I drove the fuck out of that truck. So I had a great time driving it, no matter if it didn't drag, even though it sits lower than shit in the rear, and it still doesn't drag. So, yeah, had a mini truck that didn't drag. Front end couldn't because it wasn't tubbed out. But if you hit it side to side, it would. No, front of the Yard Art wasn't tubbed. That one doesn't drag either.
I know.
We're the pigs. Heather, we want the story on here, and you want to hang out with us.
Come fuck around, hang out. It's not back yet.
Cool.
There's still some things. Yes, do it. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yes.
Right now, everyone's, like I said, budget builds are where it's at. If you have a budget and you're trying to achieve it, fucking do it. But just remember, stay in the wheelhouse because when you make a list of shit, it fucking goes off into the fucking thing.
No.
And it flies everywhere. And then you're fucking, you like, well, we started at this price and now we're fucking here and now we're buying this and then forget it.
No. Don't stay in the wheelhouse.
What? Stay in the budget. Stay in the lane. When you stay in the fucking lane.
Bro, look at our backyard right now.
I know.
We are not in the fucking lane. We are fucking coming into oncoming traffic.
Oh, yeah.
We are in like 7 to 10 lanes of traffic.
We're over there being spun around, pit maneuvering people and other shit.
Like, you got the bus? Wasn't foreseen it was going to go this far. Well, it went way farther than I want to. But
the thing is, it went that far because of certain things that were done to that vehicle from not the owner, but the guy after that.
The guy that built it knew what the fuck he was selling. Okay, no comment. No nothing. Everything after that
was horrendous.
Was terrible. Not necessarily the person that bought it after that, but where it went after that. And now it got to me, and now it's getting safety built. That's what we're going to call this. Safety built. But no, you don't need to stay in your lane. You just need to, okay, cool. This is the budget that I have set up for what I'm looking at. And then once you tear it apart, once you tear it apart, then it becomes, oh shit, I'm into this. Oh shit, I'm into this. Oh shit, I'm into this. Okay, can you swing it? Can you do this? Can you do that? Well, it's not always necessarily shit. Can I do this right now? Is this something that I can fix later on down the road? It's what's going to make you safely get down the road and go fuck around and find out and drive from here to Forbidden,
Perfect
here
example.
to fucking California,
Perfect example.
here to, you know, the
Yep.
Ozarks, you know, take your pick. You know,
Yep.
I found a whole lot of nonsense that it was not necessary regardless, and I'm fixing it.
In other words, it was really fucked up, and he's got to fix the shit that was fucked up.
No,
That's an actuality.
No, me and my kids almost died, and my new wife in the time frame. It was terrible. We literally, all of us had our heads out the window driving home because the exhaust was so bad. So bad.
Jeez.
Sleeves covering faces.
But that's how we're going to sell things,
All right.
you know, and then they're going to slander shit on
Everybody
my end.
does. Yep. But
So,
at the same time,
Fuck you.
But at the same time, like I said, dude, there's, you know how, oh god, dude, this fucking,
This is going to be fun.
there's so many of you out there that build some fucking shit that doesn't need to be on the fucking road, and some of you need to step
No,
away from
shit.
a welder, a grinder, and whatnot, and stop building shit and focus on what your real calling is, doing something else and building mini trucks. Oh shit, I should have someone looked at it first. Yes, Tanner, sure. Tanner, whatever.
Stop. Stop.
Sweet. Somebody got good news. Yeah. What? What? You motherfucker. This son of a bitch. And we're not going to mention names because we haven't set up the process to make his voice super high squealing.
Stop talking about it.
So, you fucking dick.
How's it going, Tony?
All right, Tony's in the house, but we won't. He's busy. We can make yes. So that's the plan, Clint. That is the plan with the new project. So, but like I said,
You can sit in the chair.
yeah, we're just,
Just sit and hang
just
out.
chilling.
Yeah.
No, we're fucking probably
We got
the shenanigans part hasn't started yet, so don't start yet. So, but
yeah,
there's
that
a
is-
lot. There
that
is
is
a
what-
lot of junk on the road, Tanner, and that's
Yes,
the fucking
Tanner.
thing. Like people sit here and bash other people because of their builds, and bash people because they're on TV building dumb shit. 22s or 24s. 22s.
I do want to pick Tanner's brain though.
Twos. I want to do twos, Clint. Diesel tires, semis, straight out 22 semis. So it's yeah, Tanner. People need to. Some people build some stuff, and some people have built some shit that holy fuck. That I even come to realize that. Don't sit there. If everyone's gonna bash everybody, everyone's gonna talk shit about everybody. Everyone's gonna do this. Of whenever somebody buys somebody else's shit, it's awesome, and it doesn't fathom my mind, and it blows my mind at the same time when people sit there and complain about it. But at the same time, half of the people we know have put out garbage, have put out shit, have sold shit that's trash. You know?
Still, you're shaking it.
Okay.
You're shaking.
Oh, that's
See,
okay.
look.
All right, I thought you were talking about something else.
Earthquake.
I thought you were talking about something else. But like I said, everyone's get mad at other people when people themselves are building shitty shit. Like you can't sit if you're buying a fucking TV dinner, fucking do it. Oh shit! You only saw that once, and it happened one time.
It'll never happen
Happen
again.
again. Okay, but like I said, people are building shitty shit. I get it. You can't help it. Troqueando dudes, you guys are building shitty ass Chevys with shitty C notches. Shitty C notches that you guys are not fucking reinforcing. You guys are sitting there, Troqueando dudes are driving around in Chevys, wondering why your frame is fucking bent because you're sitting there. I get it, Tanner. Nobody wants to pay. But you're selling, people are You got an OnlyFans behind you? Oh, that's funny. Hey, Tony, Clint said, you got an OnlyFans behind you? I know nobody wants to pay, Tanner. But the thing is,
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not nobody wants to pay. It's the right people are gonna pay.
yeah,
That's the thing. Everybody's gonna pay what they want to pay to get it done right. A lot of things should have been done right on the Suburban, and they should have took the time out and done it the right way.
even
Corners got not even cut in half. They got just blatantly
Yeah.
slaughtered. I would pay a lot of money to get it done the right way.
dude,
I would send my shit to Tanner all day.
see,
All fucking day to Tanner.
and I would too. But like,
And not to rebuild my motor, not to do any of that fun stuff, but just the audio, the electronics, a lot of like figuring out the things that I don't know. I would pay somebody like Tanner to do that.
and that's why people, shit, even fucking my goddamn shit, fucking the
Send it to
convertible,
Tanner.
the convertible. When I got that thing was fucking horrendous.
Then send it to Tanner.
You know,
See if Tanner has an opening, pay the price,
see,
and your shit's gonna be fucking exactly what you want it to do.
and but
And
people
if
don't.
it's not, and that's the thing. So that's the part that you don't understand.
I get it, people don't want to.
No, people don't want to pay necessarily, but you also have to realize, as a tattoo artist, you bring me your design when I was working in a shop, and I'm gonna tell you this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, but they're still gonna fucking do it
I
anyway.
can't. No, I can't tell you this is a terrible idea. This is a terrible placement. I have to now. What Tanner does is he reconvinces you, coaxes you to do it in a way that's going to be beneficial to you. That's the thing. That's just my point of view on all of it.
Oh, I'm gonna show you how. That's how I'm spending my birthday.
Okay. Feed the dog, please. Good things aren't free. No, nothing
Nothing's fucking
good
free.
is ever free. And that's the thing. See,
Nothing's fucking.
I'm about 1 year out. People also don't want to wait. It's not about a wait thing.
It's not about the weight thing.
It's not a wait thing.
If,
If
like-
you're gonna get it done
Oh my
right,
God.
if
Oh
you're
my
gonna get something done the right way,
You're gonna
yes,
fucking
you're
wait.
gonna. Of course, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I'll pay you more. I'll pay you
I
more.
will
I'll pay
wait.
you more." But at the same time, I understand from my point of view in life and the jobs that I've had, you have to. You're in an order.
Yes.
You're going for a service. You're paying for a service to get done on your vehicle. So if Tanner has something else, 2, 3 jobs, 4 jobs ahead of that, well, you're on waiting list 5.
And people get
You
mad,
can't- You can't pay to jump up.
but
I'm 90% sure he did not jump up on Brian's build.
No,
It was like,
probably,
hey,
it was probably in line.
I've got a free spot.
I got
I've
an
got some
opening.
time.
Come and get it.
Hey,
done,
bring your shit
and
to
I'll
figure this
it
out.
Yeah,
You know,
but that's the thing people don't realize. Like, yes, people don't want to pay, but yeah, the no wait thing
see?
for me. If I know it's gonna get done right, and I'm not gonna have to fucking worry about it later on down the fucking road, fuck, I'll wait. Cool. Let me know when you got an opening. I'll fucking wait. And then when you call me and go, hey man, I got the opening. Are you ready? Yeah. By that time, I've already saved enough money.
It's already on the
set some
trailer.
shit aside and get it gone. Like people don't like. That's what I mean when it comes to budget.
Clint's out.
All right, Clint.
Oh, Clint's
All right.
at 11.
Oh,
shit.
damn, bro. Well, thank you for fucking
Oh.
chiming in, man.
That's gonna be real fun. 2 weeks from now.
Oh yeah.
My time is gonna be 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Where I'm at.
Yeah. Oh,
If
definitely-
I chime in.
Yeah. So that, like I said, guys, it just depends
Fine.
on the build of what people are doing, because no matter how much fucking shitty work is out there and you have to fucking refix shit. All right, Clint, have a good night, bro. Like I said, I already sent you the info.
There you go.
I mean, let's speak. Okay, I'm not a to pay
Stacks of money. Someone make my dreams come true. So I have taught myself to make it happen.
Yeah,
Shit's not fun, but do
Yeah.
it yourself.
dude, that's why.
If you're comfortable doing it yourself, do it yourself.
That's why I went to school.
But
I learned
I
what
did
I,
the same thing. I went to
learned.
school.
I learned what I learned from my dad, and then went to Wyotech to get the rest of the shit. And then after I got done with Wyotech, I went to AAI to get other shit so I could know shit. Because my dad always said, if you can do it yourself, you're saving yourself money instead of paying somebody else to do it. That's going to
Table.
charge you a grip. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg. A transmission alone for a classic, depending on the vehicle of the classic, or if Volkswagen.
No, that's
Volkswagens are,
garbage.
yeah, but like I said, Volkswagens, if you're a Volkswagen guy, they know that you're passing parts because that's what's interchangeable. When it comes to classics, you can only change so many parts within the
Ask
motor.
Tony how much that piece is on your dash. No, ask Tony. He's Tony.
He's Tony for tonight.
So yeah, ask Tony how much that
Yeah.
piece is.
It's
It probably is.
If we can find it. We found 3 of them today.
No, we're not doing that.
You wouldn't let me take
You wouldn't.
No.
That and like remember guys when we were at the junkyard? Remember we're at the junkyard?
those up for what?
Remember at the
Oh, I know.
junkyard? Remember when you were at the junkyard with a little kid or a little girl and you're walking through the junkyard and you would just your dad would let you walk off and you go grab stuff and stick it in your pocket. When you get home you have like fuses and shit. That's what I did.
Yeah. I did that the whole time.
Can you see the back of the flashlight?
Yeah. Just ask Tony how much that piece, or yeah, just show Tony how much that is, and then he'll tell me a price and I'll buy it.
So, like I said, guys, budget building is where it's gonna be, and people don't realize when you're building fucking something and you're fixing somebody else's shit, or you're doing some other shit, or you're upgrading, you're spending the fucking time and the money to have somebody work on your shit that knows their shit. I don't know electrical. If I knew someone that was good at electrical wiring and all that shit, cool. Here's my money. Fix my shit. I
There
don't
you
know
go, Tanner.
electrical.
Rope them in.
I can do other
Fishing.
stuff. Ain't no fish. I can do other things. Do I know electrical? Yes. I learned it when I went to
The
AL.
basics.
Yeah. The basics and whatnot. I can do amplifiers. I can do stereo stallings. I know how to do all that. I can put in cameras in cars. I can do Joey's, like what Joey used to do.
No, don't
stereo
do that.
stuff. No, I used to do that.
Don't do that.
I know, but that's what I
Don't
like,
do that.
I used to do stereo.
Don't do that.
So, but like I said, like if I don't know something and it's out of my warehouse, or I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna fucking find somebody. Hey man, how do I attack it? How do I attack it, or how would you attack it? Because that's like the thing when we were going around the bed of my truck. I know how I'm gonna attack it, but I'd rather have another set of eyes to show me how they would attack it. You know,
I've already done that, and you've already told me no.
well, you want to attack it a weird ass way. It's like,
It's a weird ass way, but guess what? It's out of the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's not normal. It puts a whole new
aspect to the
onto the what you're doing.
well, that's
You're
not who
you're,
I am.
you're thinking outside the box. Look at Forbidden. We didn't even go to Forbidden, but everything that I've seen from Forbidden is
Oh, it's fucking
outside
nice.
the wheelhouse. Yep. I suck Clint. Motherfucker. Again?
Oh,
Oh, and I saw the price too. I saw the price on that one. Anyways, back
Yeah,
on the ranch.
So, back on the ranch.
No, we're at 9:12
9:13. Okay, we're vlogging
in
everything.
Arizona time.
All right. So, like I said, guys, when you're building your budget and you're doing and you're building your budget. See, so Tony's over
Oh.
budget on his build.
We got 9:30.
All right, cool. So with everybody's budget and they're going about it, and you have like Tony chimed in and he said his budget is way over budget and he's still trying to finish up his shit.
I'm over budget.
And he's over budget. I'm within my budget. I am way within my budget. Okay, Clint, later, man. Like
Later, Clint.
I am way within my budget of my build. Like if I add the price together, it adds up to the beginning of a C10 build. So that's how it's added.
Come on, Fat
So
Dog.
um, and then when it comes to always got to remember is that when it comes to budgeting and you're having somebody build your vehicle, make sure that it's not going to sit on the back burner, or the time frame is going to be off for them, or they're not really enthusiastic to help you with your build You know, because that's what makes many people lose motivation is the builder or someone that's helping them or someone that's dream inside your tax. Yes, that is perfectly correct. Because a lot of people say, hey, you can't build a truck, you don't have the funds. But when you can build a truck and you can show that person, hey, you know what? I don't have the right tax bracket, but I'm gonna make my shit done and I'm gonna fucking build it and it's gonna be whatever to what I can.
And
And then you can sit there and go, hey, fuck your tax bracket. I did it without having a tax bracket. So that's the way I look
But
at
see,
it.
if you went to Tanner though, and you said this is what my bracket is, this is what my budget is, I'm 95% sure he'd be like, we can do that, but you're not going to be done.
Yeah.
Or
I understand that,
we
yeah.
can do that. You're going to be over budget. We can do some extra.
Yep.
That's
But
what
the
I like
thing
about
is-
Tanner.
But the thing is when people lose motivation when people, you know, your builders,
Table.
the people that are around you, you know, are like, that's unachievable. It's not going to happen. You can't, you know, but when you try to figure it out and you be like, well, you know what? It might not be achievable for you, but I'll figure out a way to achieve it for myself. You know, like decades ago, I had an idea for van doors for a mini truck. Everybody told me it's retarded. And then somebody came up with that damn D50 with the goddamn door that comes out that way. So,
Oh, that was a handicap one.
yeah.
That's why.
So that's what I'm saying. So, like, you can build to me, impossible is possible. It's all on how you look at it and how you're willing to attack the thing and do it.
Your dreams are your possibilities.
Nah,
Yes.
to me, possible is possible. The word impossible is the word possible.
Off topic, but did you all see Ben's video on the? Yes, I saw it. I didn't watch it, and
At Goodwill.
I saw
Yeah.
what his Goodwill find was.
And actually, if you look at Houdini, aka the homie with the hoopty, he's actually been finding so many Goodwill finds before Ben has been doing that. And you should check out some of his posts because that motherfucker Houdini actually found a go-kart in a fucking Goodwill in Surprise for less than fucking $6 bills. Like, I don't know how many years ago. So yeah, there's some shit at Goodwill. Goodwill ain't fucking for the poor no more. Some people are throwing away some good
no,
shit.
you just have to hit up the right Goodwill.
Well, shit. Okay. No. So
it's the right cities.
So when I was in Prescott, me and Kitty went to to the Goodwill up there. We found a set of fucking struts, a timing light, a timing gun, old school timing gun.
I found those.
Found a set of stock wheels that were 4-lug, and struts, 2 paint guns, and an old radio.
Trust me,
shack.
Ryan. I go whenever I can. Every now and then, I just all right, cool. Just drop in and go figure out and see what we have going on.
Yeah. So, but like I said, dude, budgets are all where you want to be because it's just, for me, it keeps you in the wheel. It keeps you in the fucking in the box so you don't fucking go
Keeps you in
retarded.
line.
Yeah, it keeps you there. Like I have my budget, I have my list, and I'm attacking
You
my
don't
list.
even have to go to Fountain Hills. You can go to Happy Valley, Anthem. You can go to
you can go to Prescott.
Scottsdale,
You can go to Prescott.
There's
and you can- they're
Scottsdale
everywhere.
Goodwills.
Yeah, Snow. Remember the ones we went last time and we didn't find shit when we were
No,
out there?
I've been to the ones on Scottsdale and Hayden, or Scottsdale and McDowell. I've been to that one. There's
So-
always good shit there.
Like I said, guys, it all depends on the budget and what you're trying to build. If you have a budget that hey, money doesn't matter. I can't wait to see that ride because you're not going to spend any expense on nuts, bolts, blah, Arlo Clune and I got Goodwill suits for my. Oh, no way.
Shut up! No way.
I gotta see, dude. You gotta send us pics.
I need pics of that.
We need pics of that. That's sick
Send
as
it.
fuck. So like I said, guys, when you're doing builds and you're trying to achieve a show truck or a truck under construction, or perfect example, just plain
No,
trick.
just truck of whatever you want to.
Yeah, but-
whatever class you want to try for.
But perfect example with Just Plain Trick, how they built that Tacoma frame, and that Tacoma frame has been in the works for a period of time. And the customer, whoever he is, I don't know, I would like to meet that guy and be like, okay, dude, what was your budget in the beginning? And did it spiral out of control to get to where you were at now of that Like at any point in time when that shit was being built, there had to be a process of like, okay, cool. As the owner,
Tanner says they're on Facebook.
okay, all right,
No, the suits.
all right, hell yeah, we're gonna have to start looking for them then.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna go search his shit right now.
So, like I said, like when it comes to that, and you get to do that, and you're going to like, okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, but when you go off of that realm and you go off the wall, like with that Tacoma build that is Just Plain Trick has, at some point, like, how long is too much of a wait when a vehicle is being done? You know what I mean? Some people have waited.
No, there's
decades.
there is no. If you're gonna be on a wait period, you already know you're taking it somewhere that it's gonna get done.
Yeah, but
you know the wait time.
Yeah, but you got some people that expect that it's gonna get done in fucking because they saw it on TV or they.
No, I mean that's not a realistic goal. I mean, if your money runs out when you have a build that you've got going on, or that person, no, 9:30.
No, yeah, we're good because we started late.
Where was it going? Brain fart. Damn it, squirrel.
Your mom's house.
I'll go to my mom's house. But no, I mean that's the thing. If you have a vehicle at a shop getting built, the whole 9 yards, and then all of a sudden your 15K, 20K build spiraled out of control, and now it's 40 or 50K to get it completed. I mean that's definitely defeating. You got told a price.
Okay.
And now it's spiraled into something else because.
So let's look at that and let's look at that part and let's break that part down. Okay, so you're saying
should we?
Yeah, let's break that part down. Okay. No, what we're looking at is like how you said they're getting one price, right? Mm-hmm. You say that the customer comes in, hey, we're gonna get you with this price. You forgot where your mouth was?
No.
This time it ain't me.
Fucking foam.
Was it?
Yeah. I opened it and there's a fuck ton of foam. Jeez. Anyways.
So on that part, where do you break down on, okay, cool, you have that.
When do you say enough?
Okay, so if your builder comes at you with the price of, all right, it's gonna cost you, and there was a person who said this to me decades ago. No, but I'm talking about another builder.
We're going down a
rabbit hole. So
silently.
So there was a builder who's a famous builder now, and throughout the process, someone asked him something, and he said, any truck that I start for anybody, no matter what year, make, or model, it starts at 10 grand. And that's just for the beginning. He also said, and I quote, that's just the start. That depends on what the customer wants and what they're trying to go after and what they're trying to do. So think about that. So if you break down, like you said, how you said, they start at one price and then by the end you're at another price. Okay. So what's a good price to start with? We'll say 10 grand. And that'll cost you, let alone nowadays, is probably a set of wheels only, a chassis that's pre-done. You're looking at 20, 30, depending
10 grand?
On to start. This is what one person said decades ago. Now I know it's gone so up because the chassis from Fat Fabs is a lot.
Are we talking like full custom, like framed or bumper to bumper?
Bumper to bumper. Back then, when that person told me, it was in the 2000s era, and he said it starts at 10 grand for a basic C10 build. So think of that. That's a basic build, but that doesn't include
on a C10.
But you're talking about C10, yes. But let's talk about something different. A truck that's not, your OBS. There are only so many parts, so many things that are interchangeable, so many things that you can get.
No, there's a fuck ton.
Except the drive shaft.
No, either way, I mean, a drive shaft on a fucking bus is That's a lot of aluminum. That's a lot of whatever you're gonna do.
So when you break down 10 grand to
See,
where it
Tanner.
starts at, 10 grand is 2 weeks of labor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks of labor.
but that's not including materials and parts.
And that's probably
and,
only
and
disassembled.
and
That's disassembled. Bet you that's only disassembled.
no, that's not disassembled. That's you just get raw. Like, cool. Here's the cab. I'm gonna bring you a cab. Build me a frame off of this cab.
No. Metal alone is going to be fucking,
That's my point.
yeah.
Depending on the time frame of when you're buying metal,
Yep.
you know,
And
it's
that's-
gonna change a lot of things.
and
A
that's-
lot of things are gonna change.
And that's where we get at, like, you have companies that are out there that are on TV that, they tell you, like, when you get a car done from certain builders, they'll tell you straight out, hey, it's going to be a X amount of months, X amount of years for you to get your vehicle back, because this is the process of what it's going to take. And yes, like Tanner said earlier, some people don't want to pay for the wait. Some people don't want to pay for that. Some people want it done fast. Yeah.
No,
When you get it done fast, you're getting shitty work.
you're getting corners cut. That's the thing. Like, hypothetically, if I sent something to Tanner, he tells me it's going to take 2 weeks and it takes a month and a half. Well, shit, there's got to be a reason for it. The bill went from $5 grand to fucking $7 grand, 10 grand, whatever it is. There was a reason for it. Something wasn't right. So that's the thing you have to also understand when you send something off to get a builder to build your shit. Whether or not they're just not doing their job and they don't want to do the work that you're asking them to do, that's a different story.
All right.
But if they're also gonna
Great guard comment.
Look at that one. How much would you say it costs? Can we bring that back up, Mike? That comment. How much would you guys say it costs to bag a mini truck? Customer. All right, there's a big difference. If customer provides all materials, does that include the following? Bags, airlines, wire, compressors, relays, tape. Boom.
I was gonna say, at least if a customer brought me a stock vehicle, unmolested, stock ride height, you're looking at least somewhere in the ballpark. Customer pays for material. You're looking at a ballpark figure of at least 10 to 20 grand. That's just my math.
Okay, and that's completely done. They can drive away.
Yeah, they can literally
Drop
drive
it
around
off
and go
and then-
drag it down the street.
Okay.
Because I guarantee you, if I build you a truck, I'm gonna drag it up and down the goddamn street all day long, just to know that you have a vehicle that is gonna lay out and drag the whole 9 yards. Now, if you want extras while that build is being put into play, that's where the extra cost comes in. So
Okay,
you could
but-
be looking at 25, 30K.
And that's where it is, folks. And that's the bad part about it. That is the very sad part
And
about
just
it.
like
when it
Tanner said,
costs to
I like to have all the hard parts in hand before I start a project.
Good.
Or a project starts. I can't say anything more than I can agree.
because when you're sitting there and you're fighting for parts and you're
Well,
waiting
you
on
gotta think,
parts or you're-
If this is what you do for a living, like Tanner does these builds, you've got a project that's now torn apart in your build space. That's taking money out of your hand.
Yep.
Now you have to go build or work on little things here and there to get them to the next phase, but you're not in your workspace. So now you're
Okay.
going back and forth in between the garage,
Oh,
shop,
God, I used to hate
whatever it
that
is.
shit.
So those are
Eventually, I'll finish that fool's truck.
those
I
are
mean, that
those
fool's
are
El Camino.
things that you have to take into consideration.
Eventually, I'll finish that fool's El Camino.
So
So,
I'm just saying.
Um,
I mean,
it-
Tanner's not wrong.
and I get it, and that's the thing of where it's like
See,
exactly. I totally
Yeah,
get it. Tanner.
I can
get it.
totally I can totally side with Tanner on that
But
one.
but here's the thing: when it comes
Product
to,
in hand to get it done.
okay, but when you have the person that's saying, "Hey, I'm going to provide you with all this," and then you run out of whatever material they have, will the person still provide more material if you run out of it?
Or
Because
you
in their
build them.
head,
Or you build them.
in their head, they go, okay, I have all this stuff. I know this is what it takes. And then you go, okay, cool. You have half the stuff to get you where it gets.
That's when you tell them
Yeah.
you're not where you need to be yet. You just tell them straight up. I mean, Tanner is Tanner.
Yeah.
We all know Tanner.
Yeah.
Tanner's going to tell you, like, hey, yes, you have XYZ. That's going to give you 3/4. You're not going to get to the finish line of what you want built from me.
That was like
So
when,
Tanner's going to be like, hey, we can do this. Whatever it is, I'll front this XYZ to finish your project, but you're going to have that on your bill.
so pretty much, example, materials or whatever provided, and then the bottom extra material that was not provided.
May determine on what
Okay.
you change or don't have into consideration. You
Alright,
got to
guys.
think. Tanner does stereos. Tanner does a lot of these mods. That's what his expertise is. That he claims he does. I'm not telling anybody else out in the interweb what he really does. But if that's what Tanner's saying, you bring all this extra stuff, and it doesn't. See,
I don't usually use customer Friday parts because I have to. That's the thing. But when someone's budget is what it is, that's the decision you have to make right there. If that's his budget and that's all he could afford is
Well-
handing you those parts,
Time.
are you really going to say?
well, instead of using JBL audio, everything, well, guess what? You might be getting Walmart kickers, and speakers, and
yep.
then some.
So,
But we're at 9:30.
all right, guys, we will. We'll see you on the next one. Just remember, guys, if you're out there having fun, build it. Be safe.
Fuck
and
around
remember-
and find out.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, guys.
Later, guys.